What is up, guys? In today's city update, we are going to be jumping around a little bit. First, we are going to talk about my Tuscan building that I've been working on off camera a little bit. We'll walk through it. We'll also finish out the second level. Then we will jump to a couple details I've added in the city, as well as the hill section. So on the Tuscan building here, you can see I've added this cool little balcony and this sand green door. I might switch it to dark green. I'm not sure, but I'm happy with how all the colors are coming along. I might change the dark orange balcony, the curved plate into like a gray. It probably just fits a little more natural. But I've started to, obviously add some more landscaping and then add windows on this interior side. You can also see here that I've added a terracotta roof. I'll have a tutorial coming out here soon because I know a lot of people have asked, how do you do these roofs? How do you get them to attach? It's not perfect. There's some things I'd like to change about it, but for right now, it kind of works because they are kind of a pain to build. So with that, let's dive into this. Let's keep building, and then we'll jump to the rest of the city update here in just a few. So you can see here I'm balancing this on one of the bins because the build's really fragile and it just kind of helps keep it a little more upright. One of the things I'd like your guys' opinion on here, and I asked this on Instagram and the response was overwhelmingly sand green, but to be honest, I kind of still like the regular green. I need to put some kind of a tile or a jumper on it to flush it out so it's not just, exposed studs. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in terms of color of the shutters. It was kind of a pain to go back and add these, but I knew it was a detail I needed to add. So anyways, yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. So initially I was planning on having this building facing with the stairs, like interior facing the bakery, so it was a little more tucked away. But I realized as I was building this, I really like this side and that's the side I want to see. So I've got to kind of refigure out what my vision is, right where you see those three sand green pillars. That's going to have to become like a storefront or a building. And we'll see. So you can see this is how I was going to orient the building. Still planning on keeping it an 8 wide, gap in between. I just need to fill in the base plates. But I think you just lose too much of the detail. Like you lose the sight line, you lose, some of the coolness of the whole build itself. So I think I'll stay with this for now. But yeah, I'm excited to figure out what I need to do with that sand green area and kind of what I'm going to build around it. Eventually, I need to build up towards that white building in the back, but we'll see. Sometimes it's the little things with my Lego city that really give me a lot of joy. This area in particular, I was tired of seeing this ugly table edge and I'd like to cover it up along the entire table eventually. So what I did is I used a few of those little modified plate with the bar, stuck them in this wall and then just attached a lot of greenery to it. I also did the same thing with sand. It didn't turn out as well, so I gotta fix it. But then this corner felt a little barren and it needed a little bit of like height and some presence and some stature. So I added these trees with this little planter. I did film a tutorial for this. I just need to go through and edit it and upload it. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, really happy with how this little corner turned out. I think it adds a nice pop in the city and I'm loving those bollards. All right, so let's talk about the hill section. So I've been hesitant to build any of the initial buildings here because I'm not yet comfortable with what I have planned down on the ground floor, and it's all got to tie in naturally. There's going to be a building generally in the place of that tan base plate. I want all of the buildings to kind of curve and wrap And I want the, the pathways and the hills to kind of like zigzag and wind. So what you see right now will eventually change, but it just gives me a sense of like the rise and the run and the overall elevation. And then I got to kind of figure out what I'm going to do with the beach and how that's all integrate as well. So one of the ideas I had was continuing this little white wall along the beach and then stopping it at one point, putting some, sort of like rocks, like a small like break wall, and then elevating this corner. I don't know if I love it, but I do know that I need to add depth to the beach. What I want to do is like, you'll see in Italy, like these little beach clubs, they have little restaurants and, a place for like locker rooms, the outdoor shower, like all the little amenities and stuff. And I need to create more of like a connection between the city and the beach instead of just, a straight drop and transition into sand. So eventually what I'll probably do is like break up this wall, add a little archway, some kind of a trellis, things like that. And then just go through and amenitize it and also add some texture to the sand, things like that. So that's one of the ongoing projects in addition to this hill section. So let's talk about the hill section right now. So I need to change a little bit of the direction of these, plates and the ramps, what they'll call them right now, because now I have this extra depth I'm going to have with the beach. The connection point for the hill section in the city is going to look a little bit different. I also need to go back and add like some structural elements and make this a little sturdier so I can start to actually add buildings. And I'd like to make it modular. In a perfect world, I'd love to be able to make this so I can break it down and like take it to a convention. But for right now, the kind of vision I have, you can see here, is I've curved that break wall and kind of cut it off because the clearance between where there's going to be a building that backs up to that hill and where the beach was too tight. It was too small and it just would have looked very awkward. So I had to kind of have that white wall cut in. So I used the 1x2 rounded plates to kind of achieve that. And then you can see that I've run the, overall hill a little deeper into the city. And I think what that's going to help with is it's going to allow me to stagger buildings, and it's going to just give me a little bit more breathing room in where I put the buildings. So I think that'll help. You can also see here those two little arches. So this is a technique I use when I'm just starting big builds out and I don't really know what I want to do or like how I want it to look. Those arches are there just to kind of like represent. I might put like an archway underneath this ramp just so that the entire thing isn't just a wall of buildings. I want to break it up. It's also a fun way to have like really cool sight lines. It's a big deal for me in my city, is just making sure that wherever you look, you have, neat, intriguing angles that kind of keep you looking everywhere else. So looking at the upper level of the hill section, and you can also see there's like that little wing piece that's potentially going to break up the ground floor and the second level and kind of have like a half tiered, middle level. I'm not exactly sure. I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous to start the first building for the hill section because I'm not 100% sure how it's all going to look. I think I need to go back and spend some time just looking at old travel photos of Positano and kind of regathering some of the inspiration and looking at it. But I'm super excited about this project. This one is definitely going to take some time in the city, and it's going to be pretty part intensive, I fear, but that's okay. We have been on a bit of a spree buying parts for this project. We've got some super fun bricks in all kinds of cool colors. So I'm really excited about it. Hopefully you guys are too. So anyways, that is it for today's city update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We kind of bounced around a little bit, and it's tough to get all the building in during summertime. I like to be outside and do other stuff, but hopefully we'll get rolling here with some more frequent city updates. And anyways, thanks for watching today's video. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, and we'll see you next time.